Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jamie Graff, and you're here with the BYBB Lifestyle. Be your best body where you eat for health. And in this episode, we're going to touch on health and sickness. How does being healthy affect your body when you get sick? So right now, we're here in the heart of sick season, I guess that we can call it.
Yeah.
I know that at my place of employment, something's been going around. A lot of people have been getting sick. I got sick myself. Started off with a little bit of a sore throat, moved into a nose congestion, and then just all of my sinuses had been really clogged up and a lot of pressure on the face. Amari here was just sick,
Yeah.
dealing with some sort of the same symptoms.
Yeah.
A couple of the same symptoms.
Yeah.
His family members, his children, his young boys got sick coming back from New York City, he thinks. So it's going around all over the country. And I know from a past experience of being on the BYBB Lifestyle, I really don't get sick much at all. This is a rare occasion, even for me to get this little bit of whatever it is, this cold, this sinus infection, this flu, whatever we call it these days. It comes around maybe once every 3 years to me, if that. And I remember a past experience many years ago where I had got food poisoning. And this was right when I was really just diving into the BYBB Lifestyle. And I had been living it religiously because of the effects that it was having on me. And I ended up eating a salad that must have been sitting on the salad bar for a little bit too long. It was a Caesar salad, which we know has anchovies.
Yes.
And, point being, later that evening, I ate around 5:30 p.m. Around 8:30, 9 o'clock, all of a sudden, I had to run to the restroom and things were coming out from both ends.
Oof.
And it was awful. So I had to immediately call my work because that's where I had the food from and let them know, hey, I have some food poisoning. I think it's from this salad. It's the only thing that I ate that hasn't been on my daily routine. And I don't think I'm going to be able to be to work in the morning because at that time I was opening up this restaurant at 6 a.m. And so I let them know. And then all throughout the night, I can't even tell you how many trips I made to the restroom, too much information. But when I woke up, I still set my alarm because I'm so dedicated to my work. Could be a sickness in its own, that I still had the alarm set. And when I woke up at 5:30 a.m. that morning, just hours later, I felt fantastic. Everything had come out because my intestines and my system was running so smooth and so clean that the body rejected that food poisoning, pushed everything out as quickly as possible, and just brought me back to up to health within a couple hours, so I was still able to go to work. Amari, you just have been on the BYBB Lifestyle now this is our 6th week, but you were for about 3 or 4 weeks adapting to it with some fruit bowls and some salads of your own. Mm-hmm. So you have been making some good changes. In the past, when you would get sick, how long would it usually last? Would something that should have lasted 3 or 4 days lasted weeks on end?
Well, before I answer that question, let me just say something really quickly. Something for the benefit of everybody watching this. We don't rehearse this.
No.
I did not know what he was about to ask me.
Not at all.
We did not discuss this ahead of time.
We did not.
So I just want everybody to know that this is a genuine answer, that I did not know he was going to ask me this question ahead of time. So funny enough that you should ask me that, because I was going to comment how much shorter this sickness was than what it would normally be.
Wow.
So
Look at that.
I was probably sick. I got sick on Friday.
This past Friday.
This past Friday.
And today is Monday.
Today is Monday. I feel 100% better, first of all. Like 100%.
Wow.
I went to the urgent care on Saturday because I started a second job, as we discussed in our previous episode, and I didn't want them to think that I was just BSing because I missed a couple days from training.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted a doctor's note just to take to work, just to be on the safe side. I go to the doctor. Doctor's like, "Oh yeah, you got a little something." He goes, "It's not, COVID. It's not the flu, so you're good. It's just you're gonna need a few days to recover. I'm gonna give you till Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever you want."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, Tuesday's fine. Tuesday will be good." So I let my new job know that I would be coming back on Tuesday because that's when the doctor said I would be fine. And last night, Sunday morning, I woke up and I still had a little bit of a cough still. I still had body aches. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to rest and maybe it'll be Tuesday that I'll feel better. By Sunday afternoon, I felt fine.
Wow.
Sick Friday.
Sick Friday.
And by Sunday afternoon, I felt fine.
Felt fine.
I just stayed in bed and took a bunch of stuff to make me sleep just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
And then this morning I woke up and I told my job, hey, I'll be there a day early. I'll be back today.
Yeah.
So.
I wasn't planning on shooting with Amari. Like, we didn't discuss this.
No,
I wasn't
we did
planning
not.
on shooting today.
No.
Even though Monday is our shoot day. I went live earlier this morning on Instagram and Facebook. And then Amari sends me a message, gives me a call, actually. Hey, I'm available today. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting you. So I wanted to touch on this topic of how well he recovered, how fast he recovered, and how I'm very, like I said, once every 3 years, if that, I'll go years without ever being sick. So whatever this was, I know my wife had a little something about a week and a half ago that was starting very slightly, and of course we're right there next to each other in bed.
Yep.
She had been sick before where it just never affected me in the past. Now I did, I mentioned this before, previous years before, of course the BYBB Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Of course, if you were to get sick, it would last what, a week?
Yeah, so I'd say on average, if I get sick, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get sick that often either.
Yeah.
But when I do get sick, usually it's 4 or 5 days at least.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
Yeah. And I was and I gotta say, like on the scale of 1 to 10, the severity of the sickness was definitely lower. I could have worked. But because of the type of jobs we have, I try to be respectful of people.
Of other people,
we work in the food industry. So I don't want to get people sick. I don't want to get our patrons sick. I don't want to get our coworkers sick. So out of respect, I said, hey, listen, I need to work. I need the money, but but I don't feel well. I really don't. So what do you want me to do? If you want me to be there, I'll be there.
Yes.
If you don't, I'll stay at home.
I had to do the same thing. Out of respect for the guests and the coworkers, I had to take 2 days off, and I actually needed 3. I needed that third day, but I had to go in there. I couldn't give up another shift. We all need money.
Yeah,
we all need money.
Absolutely. So the severity and the duration were definitely shortened.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't as sick as my 2 stepsons got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both were sick right before me, which is who I think I got it from. Mm-hmm. And they were, my stepson had it was not COVID, it was not the flu.
Yeah.
And he had a fever, 102. I never got a fever.
Yeah.
I feel like my body was resilient.
Yeah.
And just stronger.
It's that vitamin C in the fruit. Everybody knows about vitamin C, how it is for the body. I remember, we'll take it back to 2020 when COVID hit. In the first week, you saw all on the news, get your vitamin C, eat your fruit, but then it was cut. They didn't speak another word about the fruit or the vitamin C. It was pretty interesting. I remember that clear as day because it's part of my world. It's part of the BYBB Lifestyle, so I was aware of that. Most people, you may remember it, you may not. But the point of this is just that. When you do follow a healthier eating lifestyle. And what does that mean? That's what I'm trying to teach you guys, what that truly means. That's actually putting the right foods, the natural foods, the foods that grow from the earth, that is what is considered eating healthy.
Can I speak on that?
Absolutely.
So something I took in my last semester in college. I went to college late. I decided to go to college. I think I might have mentioned this previously, but I graduated from college 2 years ago. I decided to go back to school. Promised my father before he passed away that I go to college. And one of my last courses was the Mediterranean lifestyle, and it had a lot to do with food and why those cities in the Mediterranean tend to have very long lifestyles, lifespans. Excuse me.
Yes.
And one thing that I really discovered that I'm sure you are already aware of, but a lot of people aren't aware of, especially in the Western culture, is whole food versus vitamins and capsules and shakes and juicing and all
Yes.
these different things. And I've gotten a comment in the past about, oh, I juice, so that's going to be, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
God already made the fruit perfect.
Yes.
We don't, us changing it makes it imperfect.
Yes.
So when you actually are taking whole foods, no plug for the store chain, but
Yes.
what they're playing on is that whole foods are actually designed to give you the complete nutrients that they're supposed to give you, and your body can actually absorb them.
Yes.
Whereas when you're taking vitamins, most of it, 90% of what you're taking in is getting tossed out.
And it's getting tossed out. Not only is it getting tossed out, a lot of it has already lost its value moments after it was made. They deplete day after day in their capsules, in their pill form. And then a lot of people will take handfuls of those things. And then the body doesn't even break them down.
No.
Those capsules don't even get broken down. That's been, they've done research on that and showed the effects of that as well. Well, I'm glad you shared that with us, here in this episode, because the body is designed, as you said, it's a natural digestive process. It's important that we put food in our mouths and we chew. It's good for our teeth. It keeps our teeth strong so that we don't lose our teeth. It's good for our jawbone so that we can maintain a jaw structure. Then the digestive tract, going through the intestines and the stomach, there's muscles in there, there's bacteria in there, there's saliva. It all serves a purpose to break down that food and those fibers ripping through the intestine walls to pull out the built up waste that wants to stick. It's all a natural process that we have to go through.
And juicing does not do it.
And juicing
Capsules
does
don't
not do it. Capsules do not do it.
No.
I was, like I said, if I knew this stuff 30 years ago, I was a big juicer.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know Jack LaLanne.
Of course.
All of you out there, Jack LaLanne was a fitness guy of the 70s and the 80s. He was the one that swam across the channel
Yeah.
from in San Francisco from
the San Francisco channel, yeah.
from that prison up there,
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, and he pulled a boat of ladies with a rope in his mouth, and he's swimming, and he was a strong fitness. That's where the jumping jack. He's the one who named the jumping jack.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think he of course the exercise people have probably been doing for thousands of years, but that's where the
coined
name
it.
jumping jack, yes, came from because of Jack LaLanne.
That makes sense.
So he had this juicer, the Jack LaLanne power juicer is what I'm getting at. And you would take your fruits and your vegetables and put them in there, and it would just spit the pulp out and give you the juice. But you need the pulp. And I was religious. I did that twice a day. I'm telling you, for maybe 17 years.
Yeah.
I was addicted.
Stripping out half of what you need.
What you need. And then it never gave me the effects to my body, the physical effects, than what the BYBB Lifestyle, eating the fruit bowls, eating the leafy greens and the vegetables have done.
Yeah.
Transformed my life.
Yeah, you know what they said to me in the class, one of the things that was an epiphany, and I think I might have told you this offline one day, but the teacher basically said, if you had a glass of orange juice, how many oranges does it take to eat a glass to make a glass of orange juice? And it's probably like 5 or 6 oranges at least.
Absolutely.
Right? And she was like, you would never sit down and just eat 5 or 6 oranges in a row. And that's a natural thing that your body feels when it has all that fiber and all those juices and all those vitamins and everything in it to naturally stop you from overly doing it.
Yeah.
So guess what? Your body's going to get 6 oranges of worth of sugar and power, and that's going to give you an energy boost for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not getting the counterbalance, which is what nature is all about, balance,
Yes.
right? Of the
Yes.
fiber
Yes.
to go into your body to help you feel full, to make you want to stop eating 5 or 6 apples, oranges or
Yes.
apples or whatever it is,
Whatever it is.
because you can drink 3, 4 glasses of orange juice easily,
Easily.
but you would never eat that.
You really wouldn't.
And so it's like a natural deterrent
Yes.
to actually eat a whole food versus just extracting it out and thinking we can do it better than nature.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, that's what all these companies, they're just trying to make everything and anything as easily accessible in a quick, small, short amount.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get out of it what the body really needs. It's not natural. It's not whole. It's not designed for human consumption.
Yeah, and it strips out even, not to get metaphysical on you, but it strips out the other big component to eating. Everything we do in our lifestyle, in our life, big events is circled with a food, with
Yeah.
a food association to it.
Yeah.
Every holiday, every
Turkeys,
event,
hams,
everything, every
birthdays.
culture.
Yeah.
It's universal. What that does is it brings us together. Well, when you have a juice or a pill and you're doing that on your way to work, you're doing that in your car, you're doing drive-through, you're doing that alone. You're not doing that with others. You're doing that by yourself.
Yeah.
And you're stripping out. People say, oh, religion has been stripped out of the schools. And that's why I would contend that being social with one another, having sit down and having a meal, a whole food with each other,
Yeah.
is one of the bigger components that we're missing in this society too. Connectivity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody's on the go. Everybody wants it fast. They want it now.
Yeah.
And they want the most for their buck because they want to fill up. They want to make sure they get full
Yeah. Quickly.
quickly. But the reason that you have come to that, I'm just going to touch on that really quick. The reason that it's come to that is because that food that you're eating when you're hungry, the food that you're eating that has no nutritional value isn't giving the body the right message. It's not, when we get hungry, it's basically the body's like, okay, I need some iron, I need some zinc, I need some manganese, I need some protein, whatever it is. But 90% of everything out there has no real nutritional value. So that's why we eat and eat and eat and we're never full. It's destroying us bite by bite.
Glutton.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks again, Amari, for this fantastic episode. I wanted to touch on these topics with you, to share with everybody out there how it's affected him, how it's affected me, how it's affected millions of others, and for all of you guys to understand how it affects you as well. You may not have thought about it, you may not have known it, but now, from the BYBB Lifestyle, you know. This is the great book right here, My Health, My Story, How I Discovered the BYBB Lifestyle. It has my 30 years of health and nutrition in there, all the things that I've done to get where I'm at today, the pros, the cons, the side effects, and it also has a step-by-step guide on how to live this incredible lifestyle, teaching you how to eat healthy, teaching you about the foods that we're eating, what's actually inside the foods. It's a great book. It's an educational book. I want this to be in the school systems. And then right here, guys, is we've got our root powders in the BYBB Life Root Pack. Amari, you've been enjoying those. Have you noticed an energy boost from them?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I have it in the morning, and that's what I have.
Yeah,
That's what
the beet juice and the root powder.
That's what gets me
and
through.
then he's good all the way till 4 o'clock
Yeah.
p.m. to eat his fruit bowl. So inside these, we've got 23 different types of raw roots. Now, this is the medicine of our ancestors. This stuff has been around for thousands of years, used in Ayurvedic, Greek, Native American, all types of medicines from thousands of years ago, guys. That's the BYBB Lifestyle Root Pack. We've got the BYBB Lifestyle Seed Power. Seeds, you can plant a forest If the humans were wiped out from the earth, Mother Nature would take over. That's the power of Mother Nature and seeds and plants. And for you to not think that the body needs seeds inside your body, well, think again. The power of seeds right here. Get them off my website, www.biblife.com. Another fantastic episode. I'm Jamie Graff. This is Amari. For all of you guys out there,
Be your best body.